I'm from Beijing, China, and I'm a senior studying magazine journalism at BU. Most of my friends stayed in China for college, but I knew that I wanted to study journalism, and journalism in China is very different from here. The system is very different, and I want to be able to have the freedom to write about everything I want to. My parents both work in the media field. My mom is a TV producer, and my dad works for a technology media company. I practically grew up in my mom's newsroom because she was so busy, and since a kid she would carry me in a little bag to her newsroom, and I'd take naps on their desks, and that's how I grew up. So it's really natural for me to go in journalism. Being here for the first time, I had never been to the States before. I arrived at student orientation right before class started, and all of a sudden I had to start writing 8-page and 10-page papers. I didn't understand a lot of the slangs, and those are things I had to learn when I came here. Now having been here for 4 years, and everything just seems become natural, and I almost feel comfortable in my second language as my first, and I think that's a really amazing thing that happened at BU. Being a journalism major, I wanted to be able to communicate with everyone, and I think language is a huge part of it. So I decided that I wanted to study a third language, and maybe a fourth, maybe a fifth. I just want to be able to talk to everyone. So I picked Spanish because it's a very widely used language in America and in the world. It was really difficult to study a third language through a second language, and Spanish is so different from my native language, and everything is phonetic. I wanted to give up, but in the end, I kept up with 5 semesters of Spanish and was able to go abroad. I was able to travel in Europe, in Spain, and I went to London and Morocco, and it was just the best decision I've ever made. After coming back from abroad and having taken a trip to Morocco and not being able to talk to everyone because people speak French there, I came back and decided that I was going to take French. So I did. And after graduation, I'm really hoping one day I'll be able to go back to Europe and keep studying French and Spanish. After having learned English and Spanish and now French, and my world just kind of revolves around all these different languages, and now I can say confidently that I can have a conversation with people in Spanish, and I can interview people in Spanish, and that's a really important skill to have. After being at BU for 4 years and meeting all these challenges, I'm not really afraid to try anything.